This is one of the new seven wonders of the world. It's a gigantic statue of Jesus Christ located in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and it has become an iconic landmark and a symbol of Christianity throughout the world. There are actually two things that I want to talk about today. The first is the location of it. So where exactly is this statue located? Because of its immense size and its elevated position, it is visible from many parts of the city, and it dominates the landscape at the entrance to the bay. It stands on top of the Corcovado mountain, which rises almost 300 meters or 984 feet above the city. But that's not the only reason why they put it there. The mountain is also known as the Peak of the Redeemer, which is a name given by the Portuguese sailors who spotted it in the 16th century because they thought that it resembled the head of Christ. And for the indigenous people of the area, the mountain already had a sacred meaning before the statue was built. They believed that the mountain was inhabited by spirits, and they called it the Mountain of the Gods. So when the idea of building a statue of Christ on the mountain was proposed, it was seen as a way to honor the beliefs of the local population. The statue was built over a period of 4 years, between 1922 and 1931. And it took about 2 million man-hours to complete. That's just mind-blowing to me. And now let's move on to the second thing that I want to talk about, which is the beauty of this statue and what it really meant to the locals. What makes Christ the Redeemer such a beautiful statue is not just its size and its grandeur, but also the way it embodies the message of Christianity. The statue is not just a tourist attraction or a symbol of a city. It is a reminder of the love and redemption that Christians believe Jesus Christ offers to all people. The statue is also a testament to the faith and dedication of the people who built it. Despite the hardships and challenges they faced, they were able to create a masterpiece that has inspired millions of people around the world. And for the locals, Christ the Redeemer is more than just a statue. It is a source of hope, inspiration, and pride. It is a symbol of their city and their country. It is a place where people come to pray, to meditate, and to connect with their faith. For many Brazilians, Christ the Redeemer is a part of their everyday life. They may not visit the statue every day, but they know that it is there watching over them, offering them love and redemption. They may not be able to climb the mountain on which the statue stands, but they can look up to it from wherever they are and feel connected to something greater than themselves. All right, so let's dive into some details about the history of this wonder and start off with who actually built it. The idea of building a large statue of Christ in Rio de Janeiro dates back to the early 20th century. However, it was not until 1922 that the project was approved by the government. The statue was built by a group of engineers, artists, and construction workers led by Heitor da Silva Costa, who was the chief engineer. The construction of the statue was funded by public donations, and the work was done by a team of about 400 people. These people worked for about 9 years, from 1922 to 1931, to complete the statue. And that's not easy considering that the materials had to be transported to the top of the mountain by using a narrow-gauge railway. This railway was then used to carry the huge pieces of the statue up the mountain. Can you imagine how hard that must have been? Back in those days, they didn't have any fancy equipment like we do today, so everything had to be done manually. The workers had to cut down trees, lay tracks, and operate the trains by hand. They also had to deal with the rough terrain and the steep hills, not to mention the bad weather conditions. I can't even begin to imagine how challenging it must have been for them. But somehow, they managed to pull it off, and they created a masterpiece that has survived for almost a century. Now let's talk about when it was built. As I mentioned earlier, the construction of the statue began in 1922 and it was completed in 1931. This means that the statue was built over a period of 9 years. And that's a long time to work on a project, especially considering the difficulties that the workers faced. But the wait was definitely worth it because the statue turned out to be one of the most iconic landmarks in the world. The reason why they built it during that time was because they wanted to commemorate the 400th anniversary of the arrival of Christianity in Brazil. They also wanted to show the world the progress and development of Brazil since its independence from Portugal in 1822. By building such a large and impressive statue, they could attract tourists from all over the world and boost the economy of Rio de Janeiro. And they definitely achieved their goal, because today the statue is one of the main attractions of the city. Every year, millions of tourists visit the statue, and they spend money on transportation, accommodation, and food. This helps to support the local economy and provides jobs for many people. But it's not just the economic benefits that the statue has brought. It has also had a cultural and social impact on the city. The statue has become a symbol of Rio de Janeiro and Brazil as a whole. It represents the faith and culture of the country, and it also symbolizes the beauty and diversity of Brazil. The statue has inspired artists, writers, and musicians, and it has been featured in many films and TV shows. It is also a popular spot for weddings and other special events. But let's go back to the actual construction and see how it was done. As I said, the statue is made of reinforced concrete and soapstone. The frame of the statue was built first and then covered with soapstone. The statue is 30 meters tall and weighs about 600 tons. That's about the same weight as 12 African elephants. Can you imagine how heavy that is? To make the statue even more impressive, a set of stairs was built inside the legs of the statue. This allows visitors to climb to the top of the statue and enjoy a panoramic view of Rio de Janeiro. However, the stairs are quite steep and narrow, so it can be a bit of a challenge to get to the top. But the effort is definitely worth it because the view is absolutely breathtaking. The statue is also equipped with a number of antennas and electronic equipment. This allows the statue to transmit radio and television signals throughout the city. The antennas are located at the top of the statue and are not very visible from the ground. The statue has undergone several restoration projects over the years to maintain its appearance and structural integrity. One of the most recent restoration projects was carried out in 2010 to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the statue. During the restoration, the statue was cleaned and repaired, and its electrical system was upgraded. Well, I hope you enjoyed learning more about this incredible statue. If you want to know more about other wonders of the world, just search for more videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time.